So we can talk about what you do now.
Well, along those lines, I should mention I did shoot a pilot 2 weeks ago, or maybe it's been 3 weeks ago now. And in this pilot, we'll see if it's going to go or not. You don't know whether these things get picked up or not. But Michael Leary brought me into that particular project, and in that project was also Orla Cassidy and Liz Kiefer. So it was great fun to see them. And just
is it a movie, a television show?
It's a series.
Okay.
And so we'll see, and of course, with Twitter and Facebook, as soon as I know, I'll be letting other people know, and know where they can see it.
That'd be great.
Through all of this, how do you stay happy in you?
My husband and I have excellent communication, and we do talk about everything. There's something to that idea of not letting the sun go down on your anger with one another, that you talk it out, and always being willing to admit that maybe you might be the one that's wrong.
Okay.
So that I think we talk everything out.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so you are into fitness.
I am, and I credit my mom for this.
Okay.
That my mom, we all had to do something to be fit, and I became a dancer, and of course that was great. But then, as I left dance, I really didn't do anything for years, and then I did start running, because at a certain point, you can get away with it for a long time, and suddenly you can't get away with it anymore. And especially
catches up to you.
So it was a problem. And so I started to run. I had done different things. I had done yoga, I had done Pilates, I had joined a gym, and I couldn't really stick with anything. And then I started running, and I did that, and I wasn't crazy about being a runner, but it helped me maintain my weight, so I did that. And then I ran in a marathon. My knee got messed up.
Tell me about
And so it was after that, my husband is a chiropractor, and he was interested in kettlebell training. So he started doing some kettlebell training, and I thought it was ridiculous, kettlebell training. Cirque du Soleil. What is that? And he started doing it, and I literally watched his body change in 6 weeks.
Really?
So I had to eat a little kettlebell and say to my husband, so what's that kettlebell you think maybe I should get? And so I started doing it, and it was great because it was the one thing that didn't bother my knee. I was able to do it, didn't bother. And I had the same experience. My body changed so quickly, and I could stay with it. I could do it.
Now describe it. Okay, so a kettlebell is like a weight.
Kettlebell is it's sort of, if you think of a cannonball with a handle on it.
Okay.
And therein, first off, lies some of its the secrets to its success. Because if you think of your average weight when you're lifting weights, the weight is at your grip, right? Well, with a kettlebell, it's about 6 inches below your grip. So every time you are picking that up, you are using muscles to stabilize.
Can we put it on the set?
Kettlebell. Yeah, this is not your, this is the size I use, but your average person doesn't need to use this. I used it because I became a certified kettlebell trainer. It was required that for my size and weight, use this size. But this is one I use.
Okay, so this is an example of a kettlebell.
Yes, that's how it looks. But your average woman, I started with a 12-pound kettlebell.
How much is this?
That's 26. So I started with a 12-pound kettlebell. But you have to, this feels heavy to me, doing this.
Right.
So just to let you know, that even feels heavy, but you don't use it like one arm at a time or something. It's full body movement, which is why you tend to use a heavier kettlebell than you would traditionally with free weights. You are using your whole body. But as I said, you're using stabilizing muscles to stabilize it. So that is one way that a kettlebell is very effective. But the other thing is, all of the exercises tend to be full body movements. So you are using, with every exercise, almost every exercise, you're using your lower body, you're using your core, you're using your upper body. And you don't tend to do reps and sets. Rather, you'll do a timed round. So maybe you'll do a 2-minute round, and then there's a rest in between. So for me, all of the counting out my reps, I just never really cared for. So this worked well for me that way. The other thing that's great about this too is, and of interest to people that maybe have injuries or what have you, because this is full body movement that mimics the way we move in life. You don't run into something that you run into with your gym, which is maybe you're working out the lats on this machine or the pecs on this other machine. So what can happen in cases like that is that you can have muscles that are out of balance, and that's where injury can occur. With kettlebell training, because most exercises are integrated. You are using the whole body, and it's real life movement. And the body is gaining strength the way it's meant to. Muscles are not out of balance. Okay. So it's very good for people that have had injuries and getting the body back in balance. But it works quickly too.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. My body changed so dramatically. I remember Tina Sloan walking into my dressing room and saying, "Where'd you get the new arms?" Like I just kind of mailed it. It did happen very quickly, and it's not this type of workout. You don't do it every day. You do it every other day. It's probably optimum. And the great thing about it is it's cardiovascular and it's strength training at the same time. So you're not, one day doing your strength training and the next day you have to get on the bike or whatever. You're doing it all at once. So on my off days, I try to do it every other day. It doesn't always work out that way, but I try to. But on my off days, I'm off. I'm not doing anything else, and it's not done separately. So I'm not doing my kettlebell training and then saying, okay, now I've got to get on the bike at the end or something, or do that. It's included in your 40-minute workout.
So it's 40 minutes. Now you've produced 2 DVDs. Now, if someone is interested in getting them, where would they go to, let's say, your DVD on it?
We have a website, bcbhf.com.
BC.
Beth Chamberlin Beauty, Health and Fitness, and so people can go there and check out the DVDs. They are also sold through. There are some various websites that carry them as well.
So where do you get kettlebells?
Well, when I first started, to be honest, you could only get them through online ordering, but different places, most places now carry kettlebells, and we do have on our site, I want to say it's under Get Fit or something, you'll see a kettlebell icon to click on, or maybe it's under frequently asked questions, I'm not sure now. But there's a guideline for what size kettlebell that you should get starting out with. We always tell people, get something that challenges you, because you change so quickly with this that people that go too light with their kettlebell, in 4 weeks, it's no good to them. So it's sort of a waste of money. So what we always say is go with something that challenges you, not so much that you can't pick it up.
That's a challenge.
That's for somebody that wants to be a certified kettlebell trainer. It's not for your average person. But because the rounds are timed, what we say is do something and you do as much work as you can. Get something that maybe you can't do the whole 2 minutes, but do as much work as you can, because in 4 weeks you're going to be able to do the full 2 minutes, and you don't want, it's just a waste of money to buy a kettlebell that then in 4 weeks it's not going to be of any use to you. So get something that can stay with you. Most women are going to probably have a 12-pound kettlebell, and they're either going to stay at that, or the most they would go up to would be an 18-pound kettlebell. It's not like free weights where you're getting lots of different ones. You get one, and that's it.
All right. Trisha, I can't believe we are sitting here with Beth Chamberlin, who plays Beth.
I know.
Hey, Spaulding on The Guiding Light. Wait till your brother finds out.
I know. My brother loves soap operas, including Guiding Light, and he is going to be so jealous.
You look great.
Thank you. Well, I have to say, I credit, just because I'm happy with the way I look, but I actually credit it with the workout. And my husband and I have looked at pictures of me or before I started this kind of workout and after, and we both said, I'm younger now. That was, however many years ago. Certainly my body looks younger, but my face as well. And there are reasons for that. I mean, one of it is this type of workout there is an intensity to it, which what they've shown is that it causes the body to release its own human growth hormone in higher levels, which diminish as we get older.
Right.
So, of course, if that's happening, then it is going to
keeps you youthful.
Exactly. It's going to have that effect on you overall.
Now, going back to your childhood when you were sick, did that have an influence on you maintaining your health as you grew up? And
I'd like to say that it did starting in my 30s, I would say, and then it's also my husband's influence because he is a chiropractor. But in my 20s, I was not
Don't even say that.
But I'm a big believer in children having some form of exercise too, because I think that when we get that in the cells at a young age, it really makes it easier for us. It makes a lifetime of fitness much easier for you.
Okay.
So fans, support Beth. She has 2 DVDs out, and she said in 6 weeks, you can look like her. Just like her. Oh my God. Just like her. I'm going to buy my kettlebell and my DVD. In 6 weeks, I'm going to be Beth Chamberlin. So, is there any other way that the soap fans can support you? Any other?
No, I mean, I will be, I would say, follow me on Twitter. Twitter is the best way. I do right now have a lot of people, and if anybody out there is one of these people that I have to go on Facebook and you have to accept, and I have probably 2,000 people that I need to. It's not. Believe me, it's not on purpose.
She's not ignoring you.
Sometimes a little more difficult to deal with than Twitter. So I'd say follow me on Twitter because I'll try to keep people up to date on. There is this this project. It's called Harbors. It's a wonderful script written by Meg Kelly, who some people may know that name. She's an Emmy Award-winning writer from Days of Our Lives and As the World Turns. So wonderful, wonderful project with some wonderful people in it. So I would encourage people, follow me, and I can keep you updated on where you can find that project going. And there's some other things going on too, but can't quite talk about those. So if you follow me on Twitter, then
on Twitter.
I'll keep
Follow her on Twitter.
Yes. So what is your tag, Beth?
It's Beth_Chamberlin.
Okay. On Twitter.
Yes.
All right. Beth, would you like to say something to your soap fans?
I think the thing that I would like to say more than anything is thank you for all the years of support, and it really was what kept me going. And I think I'd mentioned to you off camera that when I wrote the Lorelei's Diary and went on the book tour, everywhere I went there were multiple generations of women, and it made me feel so honored that these women allowed me to be a part of their family tradition. And I just want to say that I truly am honored by that people let me into their living rooms almost on a daily basis for years, and were so loyal to it.
Well, I have to add to that. I grew up with my mom watching The Guiding Light, and I remember Beth, the character Beth from way back, and going through this book with my mom. It was just like going down memory lane of my family. We were just like, I couldn't believe.
Exactly, it was something that's the real tragedy, I think, with soaps. The loss there is that this was something that mothers and daughters did together, and I don't know that there's anything quite like that even in primetime, there's many wonderful primetime shows, but it creates something different when it's a daily that's coming in, number one, and it's been on for so many years, something that has such legs to it.
And also what happens, my mom would update me every now and then on what was going on with the guiding line, even though I wasn't watching it daily like she was watching it. I said, "Okay, Mom, give me an update. What's going on? Who's doing this? Who's doing that?" And it was a connection for us.
Yeah, it was. It was. That's how I got into soaps. My mother watched soaps, and so I have the same memories of doing the same thing. And then I think that's the biggest loss with not as many soaps on.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been a very exciting first episode of season 2 of Let's Talk About Soaps with Beth Chamberlin.
Guiding Light.
I think fans are going to be so excited.
Thank you so much, Beth. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.